Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we got some brand new cards coming out in Cyberstorm Access, and one of them is actually going to be a really relevant card. So let's go ahead and jump right into it with the brand new Virtual World support, Virtual World Tiger Hoo-Hoo, which is a rank 9 Earthworm Exceeds Effect monster, 2600 attack, 2800 defense points, and its materials are 2+ level 9 monsters. And it says this card gains the following effects depending on the number of Virtual World gate cards you control. So with 2+, you can attack directly. Okay, it's got 2600. This is a decent amount of stats. With 4, this card is unaffected by the activated effects of cards except for Virtual World cards. Second part is once per turn, as a quick effect, you detach one material from this card, then target one monster you control and one monster on the field with a different attribute and type. Negate their effects until the end of the turn. So it's kind of conditional. It does negate the effects, but it does not destroy. Now, in terms of like what other virtual gate cards exist over here, I'm kind of curious to see like how many, what, you have to 4 of them? I mean, some of these do linger up on the board, but I mean, to have that, is that really worth it? It is technically a generic, but the fact that like you would have to have 4 to get the good effect. I mean, attacking directly, maybe some decks that are playing like, I don't know, Generator, they just need that small amount of extra damage, or with the rank 9, sure, because it doesn't require like Virtual World monsters. But is this effect really that great with 4? Let me know down below. I haven't seen Virtual World see that much play, but maybe there's other builds that I have not seen before. But that is Virtual World Tiger Hoo-Hoo. Moving on to the next Synchro boss monster. This is going to be a brand new level 12 Synchro boss. So the name of this card is the Eldritch Knight of the Crimson Holy. It is a light spellcaster synchro effect, level 12, 2500 attack, and 2500 defense points. But its summon condition is a little bit strange. It does happen to require a level 4 tuner and 1+ non-tuner monsters. But it is sort of generic, but yeah, it has to have a level 4 tuner. So anyways, it says that you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. The first part of the effect is once per turn. If a card or cards leaves either extra deck, so that's both players, you can make all face-up monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. Then you can negate the effects of one face-up card on the field until the end of this turn. So pretty much it's almost at least 3000 attack, because anything that's going to run over is probably going to come out of the extra deck for the most part, but that's pretty good. And being able to negate the effects of one face-up card on the field, that's either, so maybe if you really want to stop the effects of one of your own cards, you can do that as well. The second part is during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there, this turn you can special summon one light spellcaster monster from your hand or deck whose attack equals its own defense. Okay, that's a pretty interesting effect. Anytime I hear light spellcaster, because that other card supported Dragon, that's what's in my brain right now. What are awesome light spellcasters? I mean, we could go check it out right now. I'm curious to see what other monsters that are also light, and then it has to be spellcaster. Now, they have to have the exact same one in terms of like what they have for stats. Like it would have to be 2000, 2000. I don't know what are really good targets. I'm just like mousing through them real fast. I don't know if there's anything off the top of my head, again, that's like super OP, that has the exact same stats. I guess we can go for Excelsior over here. That's 15/15 over there, unless it has some like, you know, a special condition which it cannot be. So you can go for Silent Magician. That could be interesting. But yeah, because it has to have the same amount. But yeah, I don't really want to look through every single one in this video. But like I said, comment down below if there is some really, really good targets. But the effect over here is actually pretty powerful, considering like if my opponent makes something from the extra deck, isn't that a card leaving the extra deck? That could also include, let's say, pendulums or other like effects, like let's say Gildagra dumping a card from the extra deck, or there's other archetypes that have effects like that. You can go for in chest, pop a card, then negate the effects of another card, and everything gets boosted up by 500. It's all face-up monsters only you control, and you get to negate the effects of one face-up card, not just the specific monster. So I think that this card could be pretty good. Now I'm curious to know if it gets its effect as soon as it comes out, because it isn't, you know, your card, it's either player's zone, but it might have to be face-up on the field when it actually leaves before, if that makes any sense. But I still think it's a pretty good card. If it does work with itself, then this card is absolutely insane. But it's a pretty good boss monster. Like, it opens up the doors for really cool potential, and this effect could be really good too, because anything from your its hand or deck, that's pretty good. Anyways, next up, this is the card that I actually really wanted to talk about, because I think this card is definitely going to be seeing some play with a lot of different decks, depending on, if you guys remember, back in the day, there was like the the wind-up control, like, it was like Rabbit, it was like, Thunderbird Rabbit Control. That was like a deck that was actually seeing some competitive play too. But anyways, this card's pretty cool. It's called Mimi Doshi. It is a level 1 Earth Beast Warrior effect monster. 200 attack, 100 defense, but the stats don't really matter. The effect is what we're here for. So it's once per chain when the effect of an effect monster, except for Mimi Doshi, is activated. As a quick effect, you can place 1 bunny ears counter on it. Monsters with a bunny ears counter cannot be destroyed by battle. The second part is, once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target 1 monster with a bunny ears counter and banish both that monster and this card until the standby phase of the next turn. So, interestingly enough, like, it's got that like dodge mechanic. Now, what's really cool with this, and this could include your own monster. So, if you were interested in playing more old school Yu-Gi-Oh with, like, let's say like a Raging Flame Sprite, you could keep on getting that effect whenever you're activating some certain effects. You can start putting counters on it, or I don't know if I'm guessing on face down cards it wouldn't work with like Stealth Bird, but this card can get actually pretty annoying because it's a once per chain. So if everything is activating, you can just keep on putting bunny ear counters on everything. Everything is immune, unless they have piercing on all of their monsters, which is unlikely. Now, as far as I'm aware of, even if she leaves the field, I'm pretty sure you would still apply the counter to whatever monster. So that could be pretty interesting. So like, let's say you have counters on like all of your monsters, right? Except for, I guess, except for having its effect. Otherwise, this would chain forever, right? But that could be pretty good. Just making all your monsters immune to battle and then have some sort of like, you know, other stall win condition could be interesting to see if someone tries to pull it off. I think it could be very annoying considering you go for 1-for-1. There's like there's a card that's like, it calls a bunch of beasts, and you can even probably run it in like other Melfi, Spirit of the Forest support. I mean, this card has some potential for sure. Just being able to throw it out and just protect all of your monsters, and then when anything goes wrong to her, you just banish both that card and the other card. And I was even thinking about some other cards that may have other effects when the card leaves the field. I'm not sure how you'd activate Ab-Zero here in this situation, but I was thinking that if you were to use Absolute Zero, this card, it only gains the attack for each water monster on the field. It's not like when it's summoned, so I don't think you'd proc off of that. But let's just use this for an example. Like, if this card leaves the field, it destroys all your opponent's monsters. I'm pretty sure there's lots of cards. Isn't like the High King Garunix? I used to play this deck. This card was kind of cool. You get to destroy all monsters, all their monsters on the field, and when this card is destroyed by battle, you get to bring back another one. Okay, so I guess this card would then come back. Now, is it face up on the field? I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is there's probably other cards, when you banish them, they'll get some sort of effect, and you can maybe utilize that and just keep on trying to like loop. I'm sure there is, because remember, this is either effect that both players, whenever the effect of any effect monster, that includes your own, you could run Solar Flare Dragon and put double counters on it and then just start up like a lockdown over there, which could be pretty interesting as well. But might be a cheesy card at the end of the day, but I think someone will figure out something weird with this card. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and you want to see more cards coming out in Cyberstorm Access, make sure you guys sub with the bell notification on so you don't miss out. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!